Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the dictionaries in Python. And the first thing we want to see here is, suppose you have a dictionary which is created like this. So you have a key 1 and you have a list inside it declared as 1 comma, or let me write 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, so this is a list that I am creating as a value for this key 1. Okay, another key is 2 and I am again specifying a list to it, suppose 11 comma 22. Okay, so suppose I have this dictionary. Now the question here is, how do I access the individual elements of this list? Okay, where this whole list is present as a value for this key in the dictionary. So let me simplify things here first, as what I mentioned in my previous video, that if you write d square bracket and any key here, so that key will act as the index value. So suppose I write 1 here, so what will it print? The value which is currently belonging to this key, and that value in this program is this. So this list, this complete list is acting as a value for this key 1. But I want to access the individual elements. So suppose I want to access this 20 from this list which is stored in the dictionary. So how do I do it? So the code that I can write for this is, I have to reach here first. Okay, and if I want to access anything from this list, I have to reach here first. So I'm going to access this 22 in this example. So by that you will understand. So I'm writing d square bracket. So what do I do to reach here? I have to supply the key. So the key is 2. So when you write 2 here, you will navigate to this value, okay, this list, and open another square bracket after it, and in this square bracket you specify the index of the element you want to access from this list. So it has 2 values, hence it has 2 indices, 0 and 1. So suppose I want to access 22, its index is 1. So I'll write 1 here and just look at the output. So you are able to access the value 22. So this is how you access elements from a dictionary where you have lists acting as values in it. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Similarly, if you have a dictionary declared as like this, curly bracket, and what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to store a key 1 and I'm going to store the value for this key which is also a dictionary. So suppose 1 is roll number and I want to store name of the student and the value is suppose Tom. So this is the first entry here, and the second entry is I want to have marks, okay, and the marks is suppose 95. Okay, so this way you can say this whole thing here is a record where the key 1 is supposed to be the roll number of the student, and for storing name and marks I have used another dictionary. Likewise, you can have another key value pair. Let me copy this code and I'll paste it here, and the key is going to be 2, and inside this dictionary I'm keeping the same key as name, but the value will change of course. So the value is Raj for example, and his marks is 85. So the dictionary is created Let me print it once. It works fine. So this is a special type of dictionary in which I have another dictionary acting as values. Okay. So the question here is, how do I access the individual values from this inner dictionary? Okay. So again, the logic is same as what we saw in case of lists. Okay. That is, you have to reach to that key first. So suppose I want to access this name Raj and this marks 85, but one by one. So I can simply write the key here 2. So when you write key 2 and when you press enter, what output you can expect? So let me press enter and you can see you have this complete dictionary shown here. But I don't want to display it like this. I want to access name first and then marks. So again, the logic I'm going to use here is, I'm going to write D2 first of all. So it reaches to this key 2, which is this place. And what does it find here as a value? A complete dictionary. So you can use another square bracket again, and here you will specify the key from this dictionary. Okay. So suppose you want to access name, you will write name and press enter. So as you can see, the name Raj is accessed as an individual value, as a separate value. Similarly, if you want to access marks, then what are you going to write? Again D2. So we are reaching here first and then another square bracket and then write the key. So this key is going to be marks. So I'm going to write marks. I made a spelling mistake, sorry. So I'll write marks, and as you can see, it gives the value 85. So this is how you can access dictionary elements from the inner dictionaries that are acting as values for the main dictionary. So I hope this concept is clear to you. The another thing I want to explain here is, if you remember in my previous video, I used a loop where I used the function keys to search for a roll number. Okay. You can also apply a loop on the dictionary in a way that you can search for a value. So let me create a dictionary first to explain this. So suppose I have 1 and a value 10, 2, 20 and 3, 30. Okay. So this is the dictionary that I have right now. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to store a value. I'm going to ask a value. So I'll store it in a variable n and int input enter value to be searched. Okay. So remember, this n is a value which is either 10, 20 or 30. So to search it, again I'm going to use a for loop. So I'll write for I in. So remember, if you write D here, it will be accessing the keys. I don't want to access the keys here. I want to access the values. So the function I'm going to use here is d.values. So what is it going to give me one by one? All the values. So first value is 10. This 10 will be given to I. Next value will be 20. 20 will be given to I. And the last value will be 30. And that 30 will be given to I. And this is how this loop is going to execute 3 times. Okay. So you just put an if condition here. If n matches with I, that means we have found the value we are searching. So we can simply print a message found. Okay. And again, if this value is not present in the dictionary, for that, as I said in my previous video in the same program, you have to use the membership operator to apply the condition for that. So what you're going to write is if n not in. Okay, so I'm looking for the presence of n in the dictionary. So if it is not present, so in what thing it is not present, in values or in keys? So I'm looking for values here, so I'll be writing d dot values. So this statement goes like, if n is not present in all the values, among all the values, then that means that the value is simply not present. So you can print a message here, not found. Okay, so let me run the program, and suppose the value I want to search is 30. It says found, and if you re-execute the program and if you enter any other value which is not present in the dictionary, it says not found. So you can check the values, but you can apply a loop on values as well. Okay, but remember one thing, whenever you write D, it will be working on keys, not values. So whenever you want to apply a loop on values, you must write values function here. So this is what I want you to remember. The next thing I want to show you is that you can apply a loop on this dictionary in a way that you are able to access both keys as well as values. Okay, so far you know we have functions like keys to access keys and function values to access values, but there is a third function called as items, which I mentioned in my previous video. So this items function is going to give you both the values at a time, okay, the key as well as its value. So this is exactly what I'm going to demonstrate here. So let's write the code for that. So I'm going to apply a loop here as for x comma y in d dot items and the colon sign. So let's understand this first. When this loop is going to be executed first time, this items function is going to give you two values. The first value is this key 1 and the second value is this number 10. Okay, so since you are getting two values at a time, you have to have two variables here to store those two values. So in the first execution of the loop, this 1 will be stored in this variable x, okay, and this 10 will be stored in this variable y. Okay, so this is what it is going to do in the first execution of the loop. Similarly, let me print it here actually. So you print x comma y. So after this loop has executed one time, what value should you be getting on screen? It is 1 and 10. Similarly, if you come back in this loop second time, okay, so this is how you go back and what value you are going to get in x and y. So this time d dot items function is again going to give us two values, but this time the values are going to be 2 and 20. So this 2 and 20 will be given to x and y respectively, and you will get 2 and 20 printed on screen. Similarly, the third time you are going to get 3 and 30 in variable x and y. So you will get 3 and 30 printed. So this is how you can apply items function on a dictionary in order to access both keys and values at the same time. So let me run this code and see if it works or not. So as you can see in the output, 1 and 10 printed separately, then 2 and 20 and 3 and 30. So this function can be very useful for you depending on what program you are making on dictionaries. Now we are going to see how to delete elements from this dictionary. Okay, So suppose I have this dictionary created here and I want to delete this second entry. Okay, so again you can use the key for deleting the element. So how do you do it? Let me show you. You can simply use a function del, which we have used with lists also. Okay, so you just write del and inside the function you specify the key which you want to delete. So suppose I want to delete key 2. So when you press enter, you can assume that the entry is deleted from the dictionary. So when you print the dictionary, you can see that the second entry is gone. Okay, now remember, you cannot delete any key value pair by using value. Okay, it has to be the key that you have to specify here. You can also use it like this. Suppose I recreate the dictionary and now you can use del space d square bracket 2. So now when you print the dictionary, it is still gone. So again, you can use the del function in both ways to delete the entries from the dictionary. Now another function I'm going to explain is called update. So update function can be used to insert a key value pair in the dictionary. Okay, one way of doing it is what you already know. That is, if you want a fourth entry in this dictionary, for example, let me write D4 is equal to 40, and when you print the dictionary, you have this key value pair generated. So this is the easiest way of inserting new entries in the dictionary, but you can also do it by using update function. So how does it work? So you write d dot update and inside the brackets you have to specify a dictionary. That is a compulsion here. So d dot update and inside the curly bracket I'm going to write 5:50, and then when you print d, you can see this entry is added to the dictionary. So update function can be used to insert key value pairs at the end of the dictionary, but you have to write the values in the form of a dictionary only, then only it will work. So that's what it is. The last function I want to explain is a function which can be used to clear all the elements from this dictionary. Okay, and that function is clear. So how do you use it? You write d dot clear, and then when you print the dictionary, you can see the dictionary is still there, but it is currently empty. So by using this clear function, you can simply remove all the key value pairs that are currently present in the dictionary. So I hope whatever I have explained here is clear to you, and that's it for this video. If you have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section below, and if you have liked the content, please like, comment and share, and do subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.